We got a good one between the Packers and Seahawks on Sunday Night Football. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're here to talk Sunday night primetime. That's right, we have the best NFL franchise ever playing tonight, and also the Green Bay Packers. That's right. Quick reminder before we get into this video, the Monday Night Football and full Week 15 recap video will be out late Sunday night like usual, and we'll also have an NBA video out for that Monday slate. But before we get into anything, any graphics you see in this video or future videos are from an app called Outlier. It is the best betting research tool out there on the market. I've told you this over and over. I use it every single day and I use it quite a bit. But click the link below if you want to give it a shot, the 7-day free trial. But let's get right into it. So, in honor of my Seattle Seahawks playing tonight, I'm just going to give you a fun fact. Here we go. Did you know the name Seahawks was chosen over other options like Kings, Olympics, Evergreens, and Sockeyes? And they chose the name Seahawks because it made them think of a tough fish-eating bird. You can't make that up. Interesting. Really important stuff right there. In this video, it's going to be simple and easy. We got nothing to recap, but we're going to preview and give out one best bet and leans today on this game. It's going to be a good one. Big playoff implications between the Seahawks and the Packers. And then, of course, we'll finish it up with that bets recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. Help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Helps this channel reach our next goal, which is now 35,000 subscribers. If you are watching this late Saturday or before the Sunday games, we have our NFL best bets and NFL player props video out now as well, so go check those out. But let's get started, and that means it's time for the Packers and Seahawks. All right, we head out to Lumen Field where the Seattle Seahawks host the Green Bay Packers. Packers minus 2.5. Total in this one is 46.5. All right, let's preview this game real quick before I get into my best bet. Right now, if the season ended, this would be the first round matchup in the playoffs. But here's the big news on this one. And again, we're recording this Saturday, so I got to wait for the weather report on some of this. But there's possible wind gusts, sustained winds of 20 miles an hour, and it could be up to 40 miles an hour. Now, wind is the one thing that can really affect the passing game. So that's why I'm just going to give you one best bet today. And I'm going to give you a few leans on what I'm thinking as well, but we got to kind of wait to see that weather report. But the trends here: first half total has gone under in 6 of 7 Seattle home games. In lines, in the field goal, in the lines where it's -3 to +3, Seahawks are 5-2 straight up this season. And then against the spread numbers, Packers 3-2 ATS on the road. Seahawks only 2-5 ATS at home this year. Packers 3-2 to the over on the road. Seahawks 4-3 to the under at home. Not sure that really helps, but notable injuries: cornerback Jair Alexander is still going to be out for the Packers. Safety Javon Bullard also out. Seahawks Kenneth Walker looks like he will be out now. He was doubtful. Not a surprise. They're going to have to rely on Charbonnet now out of the backfield. And then cornerback Trey Brown is still out as well. So that's all the preview I got. I got a best bet. Let's get right into it. Give me the Hawks, baby. Hawks on the money line, plus 125 on BetMGM. Again, as you guys know, I'm not a homer where it comes to me betting on my team all the time. I just love the value here. I love how the Seahawks are playing, and it all starts with their improved defense. They've had a lot of things, or they've been doing a lot of things well lately. They've been better against the run because they were really struggling at the beginning of the season. They're getting a lot more pressure. You saw it in some of these games against Arizona. They were living in the backfield with Kyler Murray, and it's really helped their pass defense. Devon Witherspoon, one of the best underrated DBs in the NFL. Reek Woolen, these guys are playing really well. Of course, they work together. Helps when you have a pass rush and stuff too. But they've held 4 straight teams now to 18 or less offensive points. The Jets showed they had more than 18, but they had a kick return for a touchdown, giving up an average of only 297 yards per game to their opponent since that Week 10 bye. And that's what it's all about. Their defense has really improved since that bye. Seahawks have the 7th best third down defense when playing at home. The crowd helps with that. But with this being a home game and a ridiculously loud crowd in Seattle, I think this defense is going to be flying around, and I expect them to play pretty well here. But this Packers offense, they run through Josh Jacobs. We know that. He's their workhorse. He's their bell cow. Whatever it is, it all runs through him. If he struggles, this offense can struggle. But this improved Seahawks run defense, I think, should be able to at least slow him down enough, and not give up a ton of huge plays or anything like that. And if they are able to do that, that will put Jordan Love, the inconsistent Jordan Love, he will have to make plays versus a good defense, good pass rush on the road. And Jordan Love on the road has not been great. Completion percentage of under 60%, 6 TDs, and 4 interceptions. This team has been a lot different home and away, including the Packers defense. Because like Love, they have struggled also. They've given up 24.5 points per game on the road, only 18.1 per game at home. Now, the Seahawks offense, like I said, no Kenneth Walker. Charbonnet looked really good last week, but we never know. The Seahawks run game has been very inconsistent this year. I will say that. The key here is going to be Geno Smith. Can he take care of the freaking ball? Do not make big mistakes in the red zone or just anywhere really, but he's taking care of the ball better when he's playing on the road, which has just been kind of weird. So hopefully he can take care of the ball here. Packers are a solid team, and when I say all this, I don't mean the Packers are struggling, they're not playing well or anything. I just think this is a game that goes down to the wire. I think the 2.5, 3 points is just too many when you're going into Seattle, one of the better home stadiums. Even though the Seahawks struggled a little bit earlier this year at home, I just think as long as this offense cannot make mistakes, I love the way this defense is playing. I also thought about a Packers team total under 24.5, but for me, with this value, plus 125, I got to jump on it. So give me the Hawks on the money line as my first and only best bet as of now. And now let's take a look at a couple leans. All right, let's talk a couple other ideas. These are not bets I've placed. I want to wait to see that weather report. Like we mentioned, if we're getting winds at 20, 30, 40 miles an hour, like we've seen, at least right now as a Friday and Saturday, then obviously that's going to affect the pass game. But my first one, JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, over 63.5 receiving yards is one that I like. He's over this in 6 straight games now. If you haven't watched him or the Seahawks, he is an absolute breakout guy this year. I mean, he is finally living up to his potential, and he's just kind of taken over this receiving core, that's for sure. In fact, he has a ridiculous 51% of the team's air yard share the last 5 weeks. It's crazy, 67 per game. This is a tougher matchup when you look at the numbers because the Packers haven't given up a ton of receiving yards to the receiver position. But again, no Jair Alexander, and also they struggle on the road. They have given up 250 yards per game through the air on the road compared to only 198 per game at home. So I think JSN, the way he's rolling right now, it's just one of those ride the hot hands, and especially with all the numbers, his targets, air yard share, everything like that. So I like that one. Second one, Tucker Kraft over 33.5 receiving yards. Obviously, as you guys can tell, these are both receiving or passing type of props, and that's where a wind really affects it. That's why I haven't made these bets yet. But Tucker Kraft over in 7 of 13 games, over in 5 of 9 games with Luke Musgrave out, which is not huge, but again, he's just another tight end that takes some of the work. He's good for about 4 to 7 targets per game. He can make some big plays. He can get this on 2 or 3 catches. Like I said, he's averaging 13.4 yards per reception. So he's facing a Seahawks defense. Now, we have been pretty vulnerable to tight ends in the middle of the field. They've held down some opposing wide receivers lately, but they've struggled a bit. 23rd in receiving yards allowed to the tight end position. Tight ends recently versus Seattle, McBride 7 for 70, Conklin 4 for 32, McBride again 12 for 133. Obviously, McBride is a good tight end. Not comparing them or thinking Kraft's going to get 133, but I think he could get some big plays here, assuming the weather is decent and all that. But I also like both these guys for possible touchdown props, some good odds. I think JSN was like around plus 200 or something. So, but that's what I got. That's my best bet for this game. And then a couple just kind of ideas I'm floating around. Any added plays will be in the pinned comments here on X and on Discord. Discord's completely free, by the way. Click that link below if you want to join. But we'll wait to see the weather report and all that as well. So before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. Give me my Seattle Seahawks on the money line for plus 125 on BetMGM for a half unit. And then again, we went over some possible other ideas, but we'll wait till we get closer to game time. I might have a player prop out as well in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. Thank you guys for watching. As always, if you're watching this during NFL Sunday, hope you guys are crushing it. But I appreciate all the support. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Hope you have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.